All is good. All is God. So let go now and feel the peace and the calm. Choose peace over worry. Release fear and welcome inner peace. Our souls are calm and peaceful. Peace begins with our very thoughts. Choose wisely. Receive the peace of God. We deserve calm and peaceful moments. And as we begin to open our eyes and return to the room, let us remember to carry peace into the rest of this day and throughout this coming week. Remember to accept the peace of God and bless these moments of calm.
Beautiful and sunny today. Hi, Mel. Hi. Welcome back, you guys. My name's Michael. Hey, and how you doing today? How are you really doing today? Woo! All right, well, I got some announcements for everybody, but first, Laura in the book shop. These are bookmarks, and we're just asking for a love donation. There's lots of different kinds. If you saw the remodeled bookstore, it looks really cool. Yeah. All right. Reminder for all those serving on the Love and Light Circle, there's a circle meeting tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. at Hacienda Inn in Prescott. Be sure to attend and see what's new. Our circles are coming together nicely, and we still need more members to step up. If you are of any interest, please see Nancy Kelly or Bob Joslin, who will plug you in, like I do with my car. I love that. Check our needs in Sibley Hall. I saw this morning we had red hearts out that need your support. Remember to bring the receipt to get an in-kind tithing credit. Our CPR AED class was well attended, so we have members trained in case we have an emergency. We know what to do while we wait for the emergency services to arrive. And today, this is super important, it's happening today, is our Commitment Sunday, so be sure to join us for a light lunch following the service to welcome our newest and returning members. Be sure to check out our website and give us some feedback on what you think of it. Our monthly board meeting is today, and all are invited. It starts at noon, and if you'd like to sit in to audit one of our meetings, you're more than welcome. I also need to mention that the Healing Circle is not meeting on August 8th. We'll reschedule. So I guess that's it for me for now. And there's one thing I forgot to do.
What's that? What'd you forget to do, Michael? That's like the Wonder Twin Power Activate, if you know what I'm talking about. Hey, everybody.
The whole month of August, the healing this healing circle is not going to happen. That's an addendum. Okay, bye.
All right, let's get started with this, shall we? So, years ago, I belonged to a church youth group. It was really, it was East Coast, so it was really great. And a friend of mine talked about it like it was, he said it was his gas station, his fill up for the week, I appreciate that, and I'm feeling like that. I feel like that this space is that for me today. So I invite you to consider, if you're wondering, if you're needing something like that, consider looking at this next hour as your fill up. Or as my mom would say, because she's from the South, the fill-in station. We're going to go get some gas at the fill-in station. Anyway, I digress. This song is one we haven't done for a while. And I trust Spirit. When Spirit says, oh, you should play this, I just say, I trust you on that. And it's a toe tapper. Mike, we have Mike in the control tower. Make some noise for Mike. And Mike can attest that this one's a toe tapper. Here, let me model. See? Bob, do you have something to tell these fine people? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CSL Prescott Calisthenics. Here we go. Give me a little more volume, will you? Goes like this. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Now we're going to talk about peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Say that again. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God gives me everything I need. Well, God gives me everything I need.
Got a green light. There we go. We got a green light. Good morning, CSL Prescott. How are you all this morning? Woo! Rocking the house, Jackson. Rocking the house. My name is Nancy Kelly, and I want to welcome you. I'm your service leader today, and I want to welcome you all to CSLP. Not only those of us that are sitting here and blessed enough to be in each other's presence, but also all of you that are out there watching this at another time, another place, I don't know, another eon, whatever it is, because we know that this is the good stuff. And I'm happy to be here today to be of service to our membership. So there's a few things that beside a welcome I want to point out to you before we get going. And the first thing I want to point out to you is we have this incredible group of people called practitioners. And what they like to do is they like to pray and they like to teach. And we have been so blessed by having them as members of our congregation. They are there to provide service for us, to take and bring you and know for you things that maybe you don't know for yourself at this moment in time. There's 3 ways that you can take and really connect with them and get that little extra boost of prayer. The first one is located in the back of your in the back of your seats. If you're sitting in the front row, you got to reach behind you. And there are also many of them out on the table in the foyer. But it's a little purple piece of paper that's been folded in 3. This is prayer request. We ask that you fill this out. Please make sure that it's legible. We've had some weeks where the prayer just had to go out for your highest good and best because we couldn't read what was on it. But know that once you take and fill that out and you put it in the ministry box out in the lobby, that prayer, those prayer requests are prayed on for a whole week by our ministers. And it's important that you fill out the part on those little pieces of paper that talks about what it is that you want to commit. Where do you want more of? Where do you want less of? Because oftentimes we have a hard time finding that balance between the things in our life that we need to let go of and the things in our life that are just so good that we would just desire to have more of it. The second way that you can connect with our practitioners is what we call the 3-minute miracle. And at the end of the service, the folks that have got the pretty little purple stoles on are more than willing to sit with you and know for you in that moment in time what is the best and highest good. And you can go to them and they can pray with you. We know the power of affirmative prayer. We have living examples of the miraculousness of that in some of our own members that have gone through some tough times lately. And it has been prayer that has given us the just marvelous, miraculous, I want to put those two words together, outcomes that we've had. And we know that as we think, so we do, and as we believe, so we think. The third way is that our practitioners are available on a limited basis, because we don't have a whole lot of them right now, but they are available on a there we go. Thank you, Gary. Small but mighty, spoken from our board member and membership practitioner liaison. Okay, it's going to be one of those mornings. So we're going to get the cat out of my mouth so I'm not tongue-tied anymore, and see if we can get through this. So with those things said, know that that's a critical component. We also are blessed today by having Sharon Tice as our practitioner up here, and who will help lead us in some of our spiritual components. Jackson, who always, always, always enriches our lives and lifts us up with his music so that it lasts all week long for us. Bob taking and doing his magic over there in the corner. And of course, our incredible speaker, our own Reverend Helen, will be speaking for us today. And it kind of looks like maybe Hazel's sitting high watch, because she's over in that chair over there. And know that high watch is a position of just complete service, in that the person that sits high watch holds for us, this space in sacred trust throughout our service this morning. So I want to thank all of the people that have been allowing themselves to be called into service and to be able to meet the requirements of keeping our membership not only strong, but growing. Okay, so we have a kind of special morning this morning, because we are going to have our new member commitment Sunday, which will happen 4 times a year. So if you didn't happen to get involved in it on this particular one, know that the next one is in November. So please hold in your heart these folks that are making a commitment or a recommitment to the science of mind and to their faith practice. With that, I'd like to take us into prayer, knowing that in this moment, in this time, all is in right order, that this is an incredibly beautiful place to live and place to grow, both inside and outside our center. That we have been blessed with many, many skills and talented people that will allow us to continue to grow and prosper. I know this in my heart to be true, and I release it into the universe, knowing that it cannot be undone. And with that, Sharon's going to lead us.
Folks, let us pray. For what I know is that we are all gathered here today in joy, in love, under the presence of the one true God, who is within and without all of us, who occupies this room with us and blesses us with love and understanding. I know that this service will go beautifully because God's in charge, and that the rest of our week will be joyous and filled with the light and love of that one true God. And so it is.
This is one of those songs that comes in handy to have, because it addresses something that sometimes is hard to put into practice, which is remembering that we are all one, without exception. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. It's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one.
Thank you, Jackson. There is only one. And some of what we're doing this morning from the podium here is going to be inviting others to join the one that is indeed CSLP. If I can have the following people come join me here up on the stage, and if coming up is not something that's comfortable for you physically or otherwise, please just stand where you are so that you can make your commitment, or in this case, we have some folks that making a recommitment to who they are. So if I can have Shalala, Gary O, Lisa Carpenter, Patrick McGowan and Patrick Towney, and Eileen Sherrill. And if I can have our board president, if we can have our liaison, our practitioner liaison, and our membership liaison, I will turn the mic over to them.
Oh, how joyous it is for me. This is one of the greatest privileges that a practitioner has, and quite an honor. The Center for Spiritual Living Prescott is sacred ground, where the divine in all of us can be experienced, where we can grow in a deeper understanding of ourselves and of others, where love is spoken and practiced. It is a place that will support you in making conscious choice to live a life of spiritual truth and to grow in your understanding of your divine nature. I will ask you now a few questions and invite you to respond. I will. Will you support this center, our spiritual home, lovingly and warmly welcoming others to join us on their path of truth and growth? If so, please say, I will. Given that this is a membership-run center, and we, the people, are the heart and the soul of it, will you commit to sharing your time, your treasures, and your talents to enhance your own growth and that of your spiritual family? I will. The center's practitioners and its board of trustees are committed to supporting you in time of joy and in time of sorrow, and in all the challenges and changes of life. Will you commit to supporting every member of this center without judgment, no matter where they are in their spiritual evolution, wanting only for them that which you would want for yourself? Say, I will. I will. Okay. The center commits to being open and flexible to the ever-expanding knowingness of God Spirit, Creator, Divine Presence, or whatever name holds significance for you, will you commit to trusting and nurturing this unfolding process of growth and enlightenment? If so, please say, I will. In this moment, you are uniting not only this center, but also with every center for spiritual living across the planet in a compelling vision, global vision of peace, unity, inclusiveness, and love. We are committed to creating a world that works for everyone, in which we all grow as one human family. In committing yourself to active membership at our center, you align yourself with the global intentions of Science of Mind and its spiritual community. Will you come join us and become part of that global vision? I will. And to our spiritual family here, our membership, will you as a community commit to supporting each of these new members' spiritual path, meeting them where they are, loving them as they are, and creating space in your hearts and in your lives to welcome them in? If so, please say, I will. Sounds pretty resounding. We are grateful and excited to welcome you to our community. Each of you is a blessed addition to our spiritual family. Know that you are accepted here exactly as you perceive yourself to be and as you perceive yourself to not be. We are honored by your commitment to grow with us spiritually, and together we all affirm, and so it is. And Mr. President, it is my honor to introduce to you the new members of the Center for the Center for Spiritual Living, Prescott.
Patrick McGowan. You did? Lisa Carpenter. I guess. Okay. That's you guys. Eileen. Cheryl. Patrick Twame. Oh my gosh. Thank you. He really, really wanted to be a member. All right, and we have Shahaley Maurer. I taught her Sunday school a decade ago, and she grew up to be such a beautiful lady. Gary, thanks for hanging out with us.
for sure.
It's so wonderful to have you here. It's great to be here. Right on. Gary Gaffney, everyone.
All righty then. Thank you all for participating. This is really an auspicious occasion when we have new members. And just because I happen to be keeping count, since March 1st, that makes 14. Truly blessed, truly feeling that Spirit is in this house. And the gratitude that I hold and that I hold for all of us, that these new members become active and integral parts of our membership-run organization. I want to thank the folks who allowed this ceremony to happen, and in particular, I'd like to also put a little thanks out to Chris Rice, who's hiding over there in the corner, our new member coordinator, who is chiefly responsible for making sure that the path to membership here is simple, easy, and accessible. Okay, so in-service reading and meditation. So I think that means that Sharon is up again. Maybe Sharon's up again. I think we should just sit her in the middle of the stage and just let her be there. We could put some flowers around her and just make it all good.
Sharon's up. Today, July 26th, is Parents' Day. So this morning, let us remember that parents also include non-biological, caring, loving folks who fulfill that role for us. Let us pay tribute to all of those in that parental role, be it family, teachers, ministers, anyone who loves and guides us. It is those who keep us grounded, those who help us bloom. And so let us spend a few moments meditating on love for those folks in our lives. And so it is. And now if the candlelighters could come up. The Center for Spiritual Living honors and celebrates the world's many faith traditions. As we light these candles, we acknowledge both the rich diversity of spiritual expression and the underlying units that connect us all. We light a candle for Christianity, rooted in the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who revealed the path of love, forgiveness, compassion, and the presence of God within. For Islam, the practice of surrendering to the will of God, as revealed through the prophets, peace be upon them, affirming the oneness of God, creator of heaven and earth. For Judaism, honoring a sacred covenant that began with Abraham, grounded in faith, wisdom, community, and devotion. For Buddhism, the middle way of mindfulness, compassion, and awakening, teaching freedom from suffering through inner awareness. For Taoism, the path of harmony with the Tao, the ultimate reality that embraces and transcends all apparent opposites. For the Baha'i faith, affirming the unity of humanity, the oneness of all religions, and the vision of a peaceful world. For all indigenous traditions and nature-based religions, honoring the sacredness of the earth and living in conscious relationship with the Great Spirit that animates all life. For the goddess traditions, honoring the divine feminine in all of her sacred expressions, celebrating the cycle of life, intuition, creation, nurturing, and spiritual wisdom. And for the science of mind, a philosophy of life that teaches there's a power for good in the universe, and that we can use this power in our lives and in the world. Thank you, ladies. And now let us read. I am here for God. My purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything I do. And I seek for myself and for all things. So it is.
You know, there's a comedian who tells a little bit about being at the restaurant, and the person says, Dufresne, party of three, Dufresne, party of three. And then they wait a little more, and then they call again, Dufresne, party of three, Dufresne, party of three. And then there's another pause, and then they say, Smith, party of two, Smith, party of two. And the comedian says, how come no one seems to care about the Dufresnes? Where are they? Smith, search party of three. The Dufresnes are lost and hungry. It's a double whammy. So I feel that way about our soloist today, who didn't make it. And so I'm just going to acknowledge that I hope our soloist, who is not here with us today, is doing okay. Because she might be wandering around with her guitar saying, help! So we're going to shoot out some good vibes to her real quick. And that means I get to be the soloist, of course, which is fine with me. I'll tell my mom you said so. This is, I can't remember who wrote this song. Peter Mayer? It's a classic. It's so good, though. It's called Everything is Holy Now. When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, well, we would learn about the time that Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Well, wine from water is not so small, but an even better trick, as even things are here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there is not one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, having second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause 'cause everything is holy now. Well, everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be really hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Now everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second rate hand me down. But I walk in with the reverend air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Right?
Well, I guess,
That's a good song.
I guess we're kind of different.
Peter Mayer wrote that.
I guess, there we go. I'm in again. I guess we're kind of blessed that our poor soloist wasn't had her ability to get here today. And Jackson, that was wonderful. And I'm stumbling on my words because you brought me to tears. And you know, that's how I know that the Spirit is moving in the house. Oftentimes, it's not what my head thinks, it's what my heart feels. And today, we have our speaker that always touches my heart. You want to talk about divinity, you want to talk about everything is holy. I have had the privilege of walking in the presence of people who I feel they get it. And our Reverend Helen is one of those people. And she's going to be speaking for us and with us today. Come on up, Reverend Helen.
We go from the bottom. Well, I'm recharged. Oh, sorry. Hey, happy Parents' Day. Hold on. Glad to, let's see, I'm going to try to talk at a level where I'm not too loud. Is this pretty good? Okay, thank you. Actually, I was very grateful to Sharon for the things that she mentioned because that was going to be a point. I know we didn't all have the best experience with our parents. I tell you, I know a few. I have a brother and sister-in-law that just rocked it. They were original partners till the end. Their family's amazing. 3 kids, no divorces. I mean, I used to thank God and tell my kids, thank goodness you have Jack and Ruby because it shows you marriage can last. And yet sometimes, you know, parenting's rough. Whether you're on the parenting end or the child end, the one being parented. But as Sharon so sweetly mentioned, parenting can be so many more people in our lives than biological parents. Just wanted to ask you quickly, what kind of qualities do you put to your mind when you think of ideal parenting? Reliable, nurturing, compassionate, innovative. Whoa, cool parents, forward-thinking parents. I didn't hear that. Oh, perfect, perfect. Community. Even in your family, that's a community. And your neighbors and aunts and uncles. It's also Aunts and Uncles Day today. They kind of doubled it today. Do I hear you? Oh, patience. Supportive? Oh, beautiful. I should have had a blackboard or a whiteboard, whatever they have these days, and made a long list, because those are absolutely marvelous. And hey, lots of loving in there, right? We got nurturing. Look, absolutely. And so, okay, who got all of that? Somebody might be out there. Wonderful. Congratulations. You must have done great things in a previous life, right? You got it. No, I think that's wonderful, because as I said, my nieces and nephews, they had a wonderful existence with my brother and sister-in-law. Anyway, we can still celebrate Parents' Day, because how many people found other people in their lives that brought them, maybe not all of those, but brought them some key elements of what we just suggested into their lives that gave them some nurturing, some support, some loving, some patience. Was there someone there? And it can be, yeah, aunts and uncles, neighbors, as you mentioned, even a good teacher, a pastor. Sometimes it's that best friend that you have for life. It's an array of people that we can celebrate, that a part of us was parented by them, whether they realize it or not. Although often someone that you get that from, it's really clear that that nurturing is coming, and they know that. And aren't they angels on earth to be providing that and just loving up on you and loving you for who you are and where you are? So we want to celebrate all forms of parents today, all of them. Anyone who has parented, and if you haven't been parenting any sort of kid of any sort, I bet you parent your fur babies, right? So, just to say, and I almost wasn't going to say this, but what the heck. I always look up, wait, I can look over these, then I don't have to take them off. I always look up what little days are going on. And of course, with parent days, there's a whole list of things. And honestly, if you ever want to just have fun, look at all the special days in the U.S. They absolutely crack you up. And one of them I thought was kind of fun. It's a Bagel Fest Day. It's Coffee Milkshake Day. Now, I could get on board with that. And this third one I've jotted down just because I thought it was comical. It's All or Nothing Day. So I bring you that as a challenge. Today, you have permission more than ever before to think of something in your life or on your list or on someone else's list for you, and you can decide to do all or nothing. So I give you permission to do that. How's that? I also wanted to mention that while we're blessing parents and honoring parents, even in the worst circumstances, I think if they are your biological parents, in this philosophy and with our founder, Ernest Holmes, one thread that comes through it so much is gratitude. And even in the worst situations, when we can look back, at least if these were your biological parents, there was an egg and there was a sperm. And that's why you're here. So at least there's that. They brought you life. And at any point, once we have been working on ourselves, we have been utilizing all those resources and wonderful things around us, we get to work on forgiveness. We get to think about what we learned. Have you ever noticed that with parents or bosses or other people in our lives, they're always teaching us. It's always a reciprocal classroom. And you know what I think is as important as what I want to take into my life and what I want to add to who I am is what I don't want to, no, that's not me. That's not something I'm going to let into my experience. So even that is a classroom that we can learn through. And let me tell you, one of the parents that I think is, as we age, especially as we get older, I don't mean we have to get old, but as we become adults, is to parent ourselves. We are probably the most important parent we can have in our whole life. When we remember that inner child, whatever its trials and tribulations were, its joys, its victory, its successes, we get to congratulate it, love it, nurture it, let it heal, let it know it's safe with us so it can trust us, and then we make that partnership and we listen to it. And if it says we got to go dancing down at the beach today, go for it. Anyway, don't want you to forget to honor that parent in you. I want to invite you to do something right now just in that mode of this whole vast nature of parents. I want you to put your arms around yourself, and I want to picture your parents, and I want to give yourself a big hug and just feel that from and going back to your parents, whether they're here or whether they've gone on to the next expression. Okay, I love you, I forgive you, I celebrate you. Now, I want you to give another squeeze to any of those other people in your life. They're the ones that stood up, stepped up, spoke up, and gave you some of that parenting. And just feel their arms around you right now as you embrace them in your mind's eye right now. I love you. I forgive you. Well, there's probably something along the way to forgive. And I celebrate you. And finally, remember the one that you're holding right now. And just love up on yourself with a perfect cuddle hug and say, I love you. I forgive you. I celebrate you now and always. Wow, I think I just felt the warm and fuzzy quotient go up. Was that an okay experience for you? I loved the wave of energy that was coming up to me. So thank you. I feel like I got extra hugs, and I'm sure you did too, just from everyone in the room. It's perfect. It's all perfect. I found a couple of little statements, I guess you could say. One about little kids and things they can say. Mommy, you're the prettiest, except when you're mad. Then you look like the emoji with smoke coming out. Mom, you're the boss of the house, but Dad's the boss of the remote. And then parents have their one-liners, and they have their thoughts too. Yes? Okay. Hold on. Started at 11. Okay, thank you. 7 by my book, but we're going to get there. Thank you, Nancy, for checking on that. Okay. And parents, a couple of those. My kid asked for space, so I locked him outside. I told her to stop acting like a flamingo. She had to put her foot down. Raising kids is like a roller coaster, fun, terrifying, and too expensive. And perhaps one of you can relate to this one. Parents don't sleep. They worry with their eyes closed. And you know, that doesn't stop a lot as you get older. Although I say I don't really worry anymore, but I'll talk to someone when I haven't heard from my son or something for a while. I say, I'm bordering on concern now. I'm not going to jump into worry, but I'm jumping into concern. Okay, the other thing I want to remind you is spirit. Your spiritual life, that who you look to, your co-creator, that is your divine parent. That birthed you. That birthed you from the divine, as divine, into the divine. So if we're feeling low, if we're feeling sitting alone at home, feeling not great, we can go to that inner parent, that parent that isn't only within us, it is everywhere around us. We are immersed in its being. And we can allow ourselves, then we can ask, let me feel your love now. Let me feel your caress now. Let me feel your support, or let me feel your forgiveness now. Let me feel your joy now. We can do that. Ernest Holmes basically spoke about love. He didn't speak on parenting per se, but it came up in a few of his writings. But he talks about parenting as a mirror. In our care for our children, we catch glimpses of God's heart for his own, of Spirit's heart for his own. He also said that, of course, we know this. Every person is a potential Christ. We are of Godness. We have, I thought of it this morning, we have a cosmic DNA, which is Godness, which is Spirit, which is pure love and joy. And it never wanes. It never gets mad at us. It never abandons us. We sometimes abandon it. It does not abandon us. Holmes finally said, "It is not then in lavish gifts that we find true giving, but in the sweet simplicity of remembrance, in the kindly thought, the tolerant mind, and the gentle act." And he said that love, as in parenting, that's a divine givingness. That's a giving of the most divine essence of yourself to someone in your life who is so special that you're sharing that divinity with them and letting it be received by their divinity. Okay, I'm taking 2 more minutes because I have to tell you about Mother Holmes. Mother Holmes is Anna Holmes, was the mother of our founder, Ernest Holmes. She was born back in 1851 in Maine. And she, at about 15, decided she didn't want to just be there on the farm taking care of her 2 stepbrothers, who she loved, but she wanted more. And she got out in the world, and she got herself educated at a local university and began teaching. Now, I say that only because she was an amazing parent to Ernest Holmes. She was the mother of religious science, in essence. She taught her children. They read. There were books everywhere. They had libraries they could also, borrow books from. She also made time for reading every single day, and every day they read from the Bible at the kitchen table. But she and her husband, William, were convinced and dedicated to not letting anything coming out biblically or even in the stories she read that enforced dualism or hell, heaven and hell, any sort of dualism, or the fact that we're just like little worms on the earth. No, that was not their mindset. Their mindset was to protect their children from that and the fear that that created. And if you recall, I know I've mentioned it, you've probably heard it. Ernest Holmes said he couldn't really relate to people that were tortured by fear, haunted by fear, terrorized by fear. He never was talked to about fear and never experienced fear in that way. And I think, what better gift could you give a child than to let them not have any relationship with fear other than just a word that is there? I just want to state, because I'm not going to have time to give her due, if you want to read something on Anna Holmes, a wonderful book by Marilyn Leo. Marilyn Leo is also the woman who, as a young woman, grew up next door to Ernest Holmes. And her father was instrumental with him in the movement, and she was involved for decades. This is called Mother of a Mystic, The Life of Anna Columbia Heath Holmes. It's less than 100 pages. It's really informative, and you really see the strength and wisdom of this bright woman, diversity, the interests she had in reading, in inquiry and study. She was very wise, and she was bent on sharing that with her children, giving them the appetite for reading, for research, for worldly events, even esoteric belief systems and thoughts. So the more you get into Ernest Holmes, if you're newer, if you take the classes, you learn more about how he was impacted and studied and met great spiritual leaders of the time for the main spirituality, especially ancient spirituality in the world. And also that collection, that whole core of we are one with this amazing creator that we have. And of course, Holmes reminds us we are co-creating every moment with that life. We are that life. So right now, Let's just take a moment. And I guess I just want to end on Happy Parents' Day. What a wonderful celebration of new members. A celebration of giving yourself and those people nearest to you in the parenting sense some of your love and care. And let's just do this. Let's know in this moment. Let's know and recognize that incredible co-creator, that creator of us. We now get to co-create while we're here. But that amazing intelligence from which we all sprung forth, from which all life expressions in whatever mode they may be, they generate, resonate, are completely in movement and are in life. Even this platform, everything is alive with cells and life that is moving constantly. So I want to know and remind you that we do believe in this one creative essence, this one creative power that is greater than we are, and we can use it. And I want to remind you and us that we are one with it, and our parents and those that served as parents, all one with it. We are all here as our own expressions of God, trying to do God through us in the best way that we can. So we give thanks for that acknowledgement. We give thanks for those gifts. We forgive those things that need forgiving. We mostly forgive ourselves for the things that come along every day and for the things that are 50 years old. They're done, they're done, they're done. And we bless this life. We bless this opulent world in which we live. We love and bless the opportunity that all things are possible with God, with Spirit, with our openness to it, and with our receipt. And I close this now claiming the absolute highest and best for each and every one of you today and every day, knowing that that is the way it truly is. And I release it into the law of mind and ask you to claim it with me right now by saying, and so it is. You got it? Thank you. Thank you, sweetie.
Where we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. Well, we let love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be.
We are so blessed. And we know that that love and that grace, it does wash over each and every one of us. As divine examples in this world of all that the Creator, the cosmic energy, the God in us, the Jesus, pick a name, because one of the things that we know as religious scientists is, call it George if you want. It's all one and it's all the same. And more importantly, we are all of it. And with that, it brings us to the point in the service where we have to get a little business done here. Let's see. Yes. So we know that our Center for Spiritual Living is blessed by abundance. And we find that abundance sitting here in the chairs. We find that abundance out on the table in hospitality. We find that abundance in all of the volunteers that are stepping forward and allowing us to not just survive, but to continue to be here as that shining light in our community of what truly loving others means. And we are so blessed to be able to say that here we take and we honor time, treasure, and talent. This is the part where I'm going to ask our ushers to come forward, and those of us that are able and choose to take and participate in some of our treasure being used for the furtherance of our center. Of course, we have baskets to put it in, because isn't that what everybody does? You put it in the basket. So with that, I'm going to turn it to Jackson as our other soloist, second soloist, and thank you both.
So again, I found out I was the soloist about 5 minutes before service started. So. And the last, I've done this one before. This is as far as I can remember, this is the last song I wrote. I don't think I've written one since then. I wrote it on this piano. No, I wrote it in this piano, in this room when I've, in the aftermath of a soloist bailing on me at the last minute. Yeah, it's a clap along. It's about, well, it's a CSL idea of that your perception shapes your reality. Well, there's something called reality, but it all depends on what you see. You might be stuck in a traffic jam, but I got time for meditation. You're focused on that one closed door, but I see 500 open or more. They're all just waiting for you to look and get yourself off of your own hook, 'cause it's not what you're looking at. That's not what you're looking at. If you take your time to change your mind, you will find it's what you're looking with. Ooh, the plot thickens. I gotta remember my own song, you understand? Well, you hear those kids, they're making too much noise. Well, I hear them laugh and I can see their joy. You separate to a world apart, but it's really a chance to be young at heart, 'cause you're not what you're looking at. It's not what backup singer's supposed to be like, this is my favorite verse. And by the way, I didn't write this, it just came to me. So I look at it, I'm like, wow, that was good. It's about this room. There's a new person, they're sitting in your seat. Now I gotta say, there used to be people that would always sit in the same seat every week. And when I first started working here, I learned that if someone was sitting in the seat that they had sat in week after week, they'd have kind of a little feeling about that. That's how that got in this verse. I'll say it again. Well, there's a new person, they're sitting in your seat. Well, that's your new friend that you're about to meet. Today's soloist quit. Well, that must be wrong. But it's a chance for me to sing this song, 'cause it's not what you're looking at. Well, it's not what you're looking at. If you take your time to change your mind, you will find. Say that you will find. Say you will find. It's what you're looking with. Now, the one thing Spirit didn't give me was an ending. So it's a fade, just like on Dick Clark, American Bandstand, how the bands would fade. I was like, how'd they do that? It's not what you're looking at, it's what you're looking at. It's not what you're looking at, it's what you're looking at.
Oh, let's give it up for Jackson. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Can I have our ushers come down with our offering, please, and thank you. And Mel, could you come up and bless it for us? One never knows when they give me a mic what's going to happen next. I don't even know. It's all Spirit-led.
First, last, and always, Spirit, by whatever name you, me, and we know it. And it exists right here, right now, in the form of our gratitude for what we have experienced this morning. And know that as we continue to show up for ourselves and those we love, only good things shall happen. So I invite this money to do what money does so very well. Go forth and multiply.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you, ushers. So at this time, I want to know if we have any visitors, because it is kind of that time of year, or newcomers that would like to stand up and be recognized. And of course, I just blew the clue. Okay. We have one.
I'm George Yeager. I lived in Prescott for 22 years. Okay, there you go.
Welcome. Do we have anybody else? Okay. Welcome, George. And what we'd like to offer you is to please come and join us in Sibley Hall. We've got a light luncheon in honor of our new members today. And also, please take and peruse our lightly used, very much loved, used book section in the bookstore. And if you find one of your choosing, please take it as our gift. The last announcement that I have is it has been requested, because remember, we're all still trying things on here, and what works, we're going to keep. And what doesn't work, we go delete, delete. I'm waiting for the delete button for me, but that hasn't happened yet. So what we've been requested is if our new members or our returning members could join Reverend Helen at the door so that the rest of the membership can give you a personal welcome as we exit. So if you folks would head that way at the very end of the song, Gary, at the end of the song, Gary wants to get greeted, folks. Make sure you greet him. All righty then. So, I want to be frank for a moment here and know that without each and every beautiful shining light here, I am here at the center frequently during the week, and the sanctuary is kind of dark and sometimes hot and sometimes very cold. It is an absolute miracle. Jackson was talking about miracles. Miracle of what happens when we all come through that door on a Sunday morning. The love moves me to tears, and I am so grateful at this moment in time to be able to serve our membership. Please remember that there is a board meeting at noontime, and members are invited to attend. Jackson, I'm forgetting something, darling.
Well, it's benediction time.
It's benediction time, and
Yeah.
I bet that's up on the screen if I looked up.
It is.
Damn, I love how this place works. All right, if we can join together, stand and kind of link hands with each other would be a wonderful thing. Spread some of that incredible vibration that is CSLP. And say together, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs. I think it, I know it, I believe it, I feel it, I accept it. Thank you, life.
True story. Do me a favor, stay right there. We're going to, instead of doing the peace song, which is our want, we're going to do a Ricky Byers song instead.
Ooh, I like surprises.
So I'll do the little intro, and then we'll sing the full song together. You all ready?
I'm ready. Go for
But
it.
Ricky Byers, if you don't know Ricky Byers, if I was a doctor, I would prescribe Ricky Byers 2 songs a day and see me in a week and tell me if you feel better. She sang this. She said, "There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I know that if you are discouraged, struggling to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. And this is what you have to say." You ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. You know I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I am free in the Spirit. You know I'm only here for God. Well, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my. All right, hold on a second. Can we let? So we're gonna let go, ironically, from each other. We're gonna clap. Well, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. You know I'm only here for God. Well, no more struggle, no more strife. But with my faith, I see the light, and I